American Financing, saving homeowners over $800 every month by using your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt. American Financing, America's home for home loans. AmericanFinancing.net/progress. Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. Anyway, but you said you really want to make America great again, kick Trump and his MAGA mothers into the can of history. To put it another way, the message was, don't worry, don't you want the crazy over with? Don't you want to go back to normal? And that's a damn fine message. So much of it was just energizing, hitting the right spot like a well-placed vibrator. Oh. You know, only you can sum up the feeling.
Okay. All right, then.
Quite so perfectly.
I want everyone to feel it in their nethers. I want all of America to be on the verge of orgasm.
But I love the whole piece. But you said the biggest of the DNC was the concerted effort to take back American identity, the iconography, the symbols, the chants, as we just talked about. You said that between the flags being waved, the chants of USA, USA, a casual viewer might have thought they turned into a Republican gathering. That is until the cameras panned the faces in the crowd and you saw the incredible diversity of the people. Thank you. It doesn't look like a snowstorm in the middle of winter in Chicago. Yeah.
No, and I loved that there was, that you saw. I mean, this is going to sound, kind of cringy, but that you saw white people out there boogieing to Lil Jon, and then you saw, black people, really getting into Jason Isbell. It's like, that's who we really are.
Right.
Yeah. But and everybody's talked about this, but you just said all the mites of the right who tried to degrade Gus for having feelings or just showing they don't understand the true meaning of the very idea of family they lie about championing. I mean, that's exactly right. I mean, and Rude, you and I have been doing this long enough. The minute I saw that shot that night, I'm like, oh my God, they're going to start being awful now.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And the idea that shows that Tim Walz is a terrible father because he didn't raise a strong enough son. Even if Gus wasn't neurodivergent, that it's okay. It's okay. It shouldn't be, oh, well, I found out that he's neurodivergent, so now I apologize. It's like, no, you're gonna actually get upset at a 17-year-old kid proud that his father is the vice presidential nominee. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Why in the world would you crap on that?
Yeah. They didn't even put me on camera in 1964 because...
Oh, thank God.
They knew.
That would have made it worse.
Comments they'd get about the wolf child.
That would have made it worse.
But he would have been up there next to Goldwater. I mean, Walz is up there next to
My dad knew how mean they are on the right. You're like, what's with the wolf child with the googly eyes? But I mean, Rude, it's just like you say, we sort of, and this is when Obama calls on us to, listen to our better angels and reach across it's so hard when some of them that you and I deal with are like that. You're like, how do you, reach across with those people? Jojo from Jurors read a tweet about like, I'm sure, really? Is Coach Walz proud of this blubbering bitch boy? And I'm like, really? But it's okay when it's Kyle Rittenhouse, when it's a murderer. Right. Then he can be a blubbering bitch boy and you're all for him.
But the other thing, it makes me worried for these people's kids.
Yeah.
How abused are they for having feelings? And how awful it must be to be the child of these soulless animals.
Yeah. I know, but you hit all of it. You said the chicks up there performing the national anthem was some kind of sweet vengeance, and you said every single right winger who whines about cancel culture would have been part of the gabbling mob who demanded the blood of anyone who criticized the war in Iraq. The restoration of the chicks as genuine American icons was a long time coming. Thank you. Yeah. They invented cancel culture. Right?
Yeah.
When we were all saying the war in Iraq's a really bad idea and it's based on lies.
And and between that and Phil Donahue's passing, it was both a real reminder of the kind of hell that Republicans put us through on a regular basis.
Yeah. No, I said that when he passed, is that he had great ratings, and they tried to say he didn't have ratings on MSNBC. He absolutely did.
I think he was the highest rated show on
absolutely
MSNBC.
Did. It was because he was against the Iraq War. Yeah. Yeah, Rudeness. What a great week, but we just got to, pedal to the metal now, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I am all in. Let's get this done. I want to. I was sitting there watching it, and after Coach Walz spoke, after Harris spoke, I was like, I want them now.
Yeah.
I want to get this done. I want this over with, and I want to get away from. I don't want to hear from Trump anymore, except when he's pleading for making a plea deal to finally try to stay out of prison.
Yeah. But it was, I mean, we were saying it just even our regulars, like the credentials were so tough to get that, couldn't get into the building in time.
Right.
And so it really was wonderful and also a cluster F. I mean, as Chris said, the first day when we left, we're like, oh, I'd have to wait in that line for 2 hours to get back in. So we weren't in the convention hall I wasn't until the last night. But
well, I mean, it wasn't like, it felt to me like when I went to Obama's inauguration.
Yeah.
I didn't get I was way back in the crowd, but it was just being in the atmosphere, and then being in D.C. after. And Chris was saying how Chicago itself was kind of magical, and I love Chicago anyway. So to have been there during that would have been just. And
unlike
amazing.
Obama's inauguration, it was not cold as balls because I remember. Did you?
It was delightful weather all week long.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
No, I was glad to be huddled in a crowd of 2 million people to get a little bit of warmth in Obama's first inauguration. Yeah,
my nards remain frozen off from that inauguration. But I mean, you said it. You said the vibe in the nation right now is that the election can't come soon enough, and we want to get Harris and Walz in office already and turn the page so we can be done with this Trump chapter of our history. Oh my God, Rude! I think that is such a motivator. It's just people are exhausted and just cannot wait for this era of meanness and darkness and hate to be over.
Yeah, and that the way it feels is that this is going to snowball. I really think that the spread between them is going to get larger. I think that the number of people that say I can't vote for him again is going to grow. I feel like there's like this waking up that is going on.
Yeah.
That is just kind of amazing.
I mean, it's driven by so many factors, Rude, but, your review, which, by the way, you're a tenured professor. I'd like a little respect for the filthy hobo right now. You did a review of her in her speech. Like I was just saying, she's a fantastic candidate. I can't get enough of like the TikTok video of her dancing everywhere and laughing. It's just, I don't, stuff it. People that can't deal with this joy, they were being snarky about Clinton saying I was the man from hope. She's going to be the president of joy. It's like, shut up. We've needed this for so long.
But you know what? Some of these are the same people that would write these rapturous things about Trump rallies and how fun they were and all of that, back in 2016. And it's like, oh, so you mean you can have joy if it's edged with racism and hatred, but you can't just have unabashed joy and love.
How about when chants of USA break out, you don't get the hair on the back of your neck like you're listening to a Klan rally, a Trump rally. You realize that we mean everybody, that it is inclusive. Like Oprah kept saying, there's a plate at our barbecue for everybody,
Yeah. And that was one of my absolute favorite things was taking all of that back from Republicans.
Oh, the flags, the cowboy hats, the country singers, football.
Yeah. Since the Reagan era, it has been their province only, to have all the flags waving and everything. And it was like, you know what, F you. You know what, we get to do that too.
Who was it? Was it the Newsmax anchor? Was like, yeah, those are our binkies. You can't take that. Just they're all their binkies. You're like, no, you actually don't own the flag or football or country singers.
I can't wait till the first boat regatta gets going. With just tons of Harris Walz flags and everything flying on them. Let's take it all back from them. Let's turn it all against them.
But as you said of her speech, a solid, well-written speech filled with great ideas, a real agenda, something changed in the foreign policy part in her energy and demeanor. She suddenly became even more fierce, diving right into the Gaza war issue with a clarity that had been lacking in the whole DNC. She took on the border and anything else that was a perceived weakness. She's ready. That's what came through. She's really ready, and we need to be ready to get her over the finish line. That was the feeling there, too, Rude. You summed it up exactly.
Yeah, and it's the feeling that continues. I just saw something about an office in Arizona, the 14th office in Arizona that had just opened, the Harris Walz office, and the overwhelming number of people who showed up to volunteer.
Yeah.
It is just a huge thing, and I hope it translates to the blue wave that we've always wanted.
Yeah.
I have more hope.
That's exactly it. It's like it's not just a feeling; it's real indicators that people feel like you can't just vote this time. You got to do more. You got to volunteer. You got to door knock. You got to donate. You got to, get everyone registered. You got to recheck and check your registration. All your friends and family in other states. So I think there's that feeling, like Michelle Obama said, do something.
Right.
This time you got to do something. It's not enough just to vote.
Right. We can't just rely on that. And, part of that is about the Electoral College, about the Senate, too, is the numbers have got to be, really high in the number of people who actually vote.
Insane. But don't get me started on that. The fact that, like Michelle Obama said, we have to overwhelm their suppressing. And that it shouldn't be that way. But anyway, you did a wrap up. You said the 2024 DNC was, by most ways you could look at it, a shockingly spectacular success, even if Beyonce and Taylor Swift didn't show. And really, they just have been in the way. The absolute exuberance on display made it plain that President Biden's decision to step aside and not seek re-election had unclenched the anxiety-puckered anuses of the Democrats and let them be able to cut loose. There was that. I mean, there was enormous love and affection for President Biden starting from his speech Monday night and, experienced by all the speakers. But I mean, James Taylor got bumped for time, which I just
I saw that.
They're like, James, we're good. Thanks.
You got a friend with a full string section was bumped.
Pretty.
That would have been amazing.
I know. But
although the energy at that moment, you didn't want. You got a friend.
I know.
Right. Yeah, I get it.
I heard Meghan McCain was like, we just shouldn't have conventions. We can't compete with that.
Well, then do it better.
Yeah.
Good. Give up.
Yeah,
do better.
Sorry, maybe don't suck so much.
Yeah.
Try not sucking.
Do it better.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the, and we were laughing because we thought what was it? Hakeem Jeffries doing the, bro, we broke up with you for a reason and we're never ever getting back together again. And they cut to someone in the audience and guy was doing, and they're like, no, he's not, Taylor Swift isn't coming out. He's just doing a joke.
Right. And that was on a night when she was playing in London. So, you're not even a good Swiftie at that moment.
I will tell you one thing. The rumors of Beyonce or Taylor Swift coming out really goosed the ratings.
Didn't hurt.
It didn't hurt.
I thought at the end of her speech when they played Freedom, Beyonce was going to come do it live. I was like, okay, never mind. American Financing, saving homeowners over $800 every month by using your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt. American Financing, America's home for home loans. AmericanFinancing.net/progress.